Good morning and welcome to Peace Out, where we are all learning together to peace out. And I don't know about you, but I've had lots of practice in the last few days, right? I'm sure you have too. Matter of fact, I was up at 5 o'clock this morning, compliments of Chris, and then who, of course, went right back to sleep. And he went back to sleep, and I sat and watched him sleep. But I got a lot done already this morning, so that's a good thing, right? Anyway, there's always stuff coming at us that gives us that opportunity to stress out or peace out. It's kind of always a choice, no matter what gets put on our plate, right? I'm not even really going to talk about that this morning. I thought of this really cool thought this morning. It was really early. It was like 5 o'clock when I woke up at 5. It was before 5 when I woke up. And I just started thinking about how many things in our world are invisible and how we can't see them. And so then I started thinking about how people argue that God's not out there because you can't see him, you can't prove him, you can't. This is a word I learned about in Philosophy of Religion from Dr. Oxley. Empirical. He's not empirical. You can't prove him by your senses. I was thinking about some of those things. I was thinking about how, I had a comment on one of my YouTube videos actually about, you're praying to a fairy tale. I've had them say I'm praying to a fairy tale. I've had someone say that I was my imagination. God's just in my imagination. I just ignore them. Sometimes I'll interact with them, but most of the time I just ignore them, and because it's not worth my time, right? So I was thinking about those sort of things and how is that an argument that you can't see God? So I looked up a couple of scriptures about God being invisible. One of them was in Hebrews 11, and it's talking about Moses. It says he wasn't afraid of the king. Moses kept right on going. We know Moses was just amazing, right? And we know it says Abraham was looking for a city whose maker and builder was God. So he was pursuing heavenly things, basically, even though he couldn't see them. But this is Moses. Moses didn't have a real good track record, right? I mean, he had a miracle birth, he had a miracle salvation. He saved in the little basket in the river, and grew up in Pharaoh's household. Was never felt like he fit in with Pharaoh's family, never fit in with the Hebrews. He was a mess, and then he killed a man, so he ran, and he's in the backside of the wilderness when he saw the burning bush. But this says Moses kept right on going. That's what we have to do. We have to keep going. Whether we get to the place where we can just go, oh, I'm peace out easily now. I'm not there. I hope y'all are there, but I'm not there yet. I always have to process it and analyze it and go all the way extreme this way and all the way extreme that way, and then go, it's okay, God's got it. But I had to think it through, right? But it says Moses kept on going. We just keep on going no matter what. Moses kept on going because he kept his eye on the one who is invisible. How do you do that? How do you watch something that's invisible? You can't see something that's invisible, right? But it says right here in the Bible, it says Moses kept his eyes on the one who is invisible. So I thought about that a little bit. I thought, well, I think there's another scripture, and there is. It's in Romans chapter 1, and Paul says this: the truth about God is known to them, talking about even wicked people, right? The truth about God is known to them instinctively. God has put his knowledge in their hearts. From the time the world was created, people have seen the earth. We talk about nature a lot, creation a lot, and the sky, and all that God made. They can clearly see his invisible qualities, his eternal power and his divine nature by what we see, right? So that made me think, I'm like, how did Moses keep his eye on things you can't see? How did he keep his focus on God? Because you can't see him. He's not sitting here on the couch. He's not sitting in the chair. He's not standing behind me. Maybe he is, but I can't see him even if he was, right? But I have to keep my mind on the truth that even if I can't see God, he's right here. We can't see peace. Peace is an abstract noun. We'll never see peace. We may see and feel the effects of peace. We can't see peace, but you can't see love either. And then I started thinking about this. I was like, you know what? Oh, I'm talking to my phone. I was like, where's my phone? Where's my phone? Okay. Here, I got another one though. On my phone, my handy dandy, this one's my old phone, but on my phone, I can access a whole music library in Apple Music. And I can't see, I have some albums there. I have, don't tell anybody, cassettes, don't tell anybody. I actually even have an 8-track, right? Or two in the trunk. I used to be able to see that and put it in and play it, but you can't see that music that you can hear, but you can see what it's stored on. right? I can see the effects of it, but I can pull up anything I want on Apple Music because it's stored in the cloud. You don't even see your money anymore. Think about that. Now, I did get some birthday money for Eli this week, so I actually had my hands on some money and saw some money this week, but our whole financial system has gone online. You can't prove empirically your money exists. Your bank account gives you a balance, but you never see that money. You have to trust that it's there in the cloud, in this invisible realm we live in. So, but the funny thing to me is that when Paul wrote Romans and the author of Hebrews wrote Hebrews, and most people think that was Paul too. Some say they don't think it was him. That's irrelevant. Whoever the writers of the New Testament were, they didn't even have the cloud analogy. Because we store everything in the cloud. My books, I back everything up in the cloud. So that no matter what computer I'm on, if my computer crashes, or all three of them crash, I can have access to my books, right? So I can download them again. I can republish them. It's all in the cloud. There's not even anything natural. Now I can go print them out and have them, but they're all technically stored in the cloud. Same place my music is stored, the same place my money is stored, the same place all kinds of documents are stored these days, all in the cloud, but we can't see the cloud. We can't prove any of those things empirically exists. So why do we have so hard of a time believing that there's a God out there that we can't see? We can't see a lot of things. You can't see a kingdom. You can see the effect of it. You can't see the wind. You can see the effect of it. Maybe we can't see God, but we look at nature, which, I like to talk about nature. We can look at nature. I can look at the trees. I can look at the flowers. Yesterday, Chris and I went to Hefner and walked around. And the daisies or whatever those are, the yellow flowers, were gorgeous. And then I found some little purple flowers. I was just like, oh, where did these come from this time of year? It's November. It's nearly Thanksgiving. It was gorgeous. And I watched the ducks, and they were snoozing on a log. And I love nature. All of those things point to a very creative creator. There's no way two cells bumped into each other and made such intricate details. By the way, where did those two cells come from, right? So we can see that God exists. We can know his peace is real when we feel it in our hearts, even if we don't see it. We'll never see his peace, but we can feel the effect of it. We can't even see, technically, salvation, but we know by faith that God saved us. So we just keep pursuing the things that are invisible, right? A lot of our world is invisible now. It's all in the cloud. We just got to reach a little beyond. We figure all that out in our imagination. Why can't we reach a little beyond that and go, you know what? This peace I have came from a God I cannot see. We got to keep our eyes on the things we can't see, like Moses. He kept his focus on the things he couldn't see, the things he couldn't prove was real. Peace, love, salvation, following God, righteousness. We don't see righteousness. We know we're righteous because of faith. We can't see it, but we know it. We've got to keep our eyes on and it's not even our physical eyes, because I'm not holding up something that says peace all day, right? I'm looking at a physical piece of paper that says peace even, right? But I keep my eyes on the God who gives me that peace. I keep my eyes on the God who made me righteous. That blows my mind, y'all, because I know me better than y'all do. And some of y'all know me pretty good, right? And so I keep my eyes on what I can't see to manage the things I can see. Chris gets a cough. I can hear that. I can see that. I can see him breathing quickly or something like that. I don't focus on that. I'm going to focus on the God I can't see and know that he's going to get me through every single situation, whether I can see the impact of it or feel the impact of it or not. No matter what's going on, I've got to keep my mind on what I cannot see. And I hope I gave you some things to think about today, because I'm going to be thinking about this all day. It's the invisible things we got to focus on. The things we can't see, the things we have to stretch our faith out there to grab. And sometimes that's just plain old peace of mind. Sometimes that's just plain old love. Sometimes that's just understanding his righteousness. Sometimes it's just a fact. It's just God. We got to know he's there. We will never have peace if we can't acknowledge he is there first. He exists. and we have no excuse because of the things we can see. So let's look past what we can see, look past what we can feel, and look at the invisible God who is the one who gives us peace every single day. That's why we're going to peace out today. Peace out. Have a great day looking at stuff you can't see. I'll see you again tomorrow.